Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox back for another episode. And I'm absolutely thrilled today to have with me Judy Eychner. Judy, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Judy, we're going to explore, talk about, and visit about your Rotary experience. So, could you tell us how you started in Rotary?
That's interesting. I was thinking about that. Actually, my invitation, I was encouraged by George, but because he had been a Rotarian before I was. But my invitation to join came from Sherry Cunningham, who at that time was our Chamber of Commerce executive, ED and president and CEO and all those good things. And Sherry and her husband both were members of Rotary, but Sherry asked me to join, and I was approved, and it's been good. It's been very good.
When was this?
Oh, long time ago. Golly, it was probably early 2000.
And what were you doing professionally at the time?
At that time, I think I was either still at Mount Wesley or I had just started in real estate, one or the other, long about that time.
And what drew you to even exploring and then becoming a member of Rotary other than George?
Other than George. The fact that one of the things I liked about it is that Rotary had opened up to women long time ago. That was good. And I knew a number of the gals that were part of Rotary. So that was also a plus. And I've just liked what Rotary, one, stands for, and two, what they do. And it's been a great and it appeared to be, and it has been a great opportunity for additional friendships and some networking and working together for the community.
So, what are some of our, could you tell us your Rotary career?
A member, I have been on the board, never was an officer or I didn't go that route, but I've been an active member and it participated in most recently Josh the Otter, the water safety program that we do. I did some highway cleanup along the way. And then of course I've been active in the activities that we do for to raise money for Pints for Polio and our fundraisers every year, those kinds of things.
What are 2 or 3 of the highlights, or things that really stand out for you from your Rotary experience?
I would say the things that stand out, I've actually probably kind of touched on them now. One is the friendships. When you work together, you get to know each other really well. And that has been just a real plus for me. I have enjoyed the fact that there have been women. It's not just been open to men. And I've appreciated, I've enjoyed the projects that we do in the community that affect the community. And one of those are scholarships, the things that we do to raise money to give scholarships to our kids in the community. And so it's giving back to the community. And this kind of general, but yet there are specific things that we do. And I think they enhance our community. And I think they've made my business world and my personal world better.
Could you tell us you're the first person to mention Josh the Otter on this podcast series. So could you tell our audience who or what is Josh
Who
the
is
Otter?
Josh the Otter? Sometimes we've laughed about who Josh the Otter is, but Josh is a fellow in a book that learns how to swim. And so it's a program that Rotary has developed. We go into the elementary, usually to second or third grades, and we talk to them about learning to float. And that's what otters do when they're little. Their mother teaches them how to float. So we just kind of enhance on that. We've got a song that we sing and we talk about otter facts and we read the book about Josh the Otter and how he learns to float. And we do that just to encourage the kids to learn to float and to understand why it's so important to do that from a water safety standpoint and to always have a friend with them, never to swim alone, those kinds of things. So it's just a half hour fun thing that I've been a part of.
I learned to swim at a YMCA in Houston, Are those types of places available? I was just sitting here wondering, how does someone learn how to swim in
Well,
2024?
our city parks and recs give lessons. I don't think our YMCA here does not have a pool, but they utilize the public pool. But I think our best now, I'm sure there's private lessons around, but for public lessons, the city parks and rec.
I told this story to a friend of mine I went to law school with who happened to be mayor of Indianapolis a few years ago. And I think it speaks to the friendships that are developed in Rotary, which was the following. One of the first times I had any length of conversation with you, we were sitting next to each other at lunch, and we started talking about commercial real estate. And I was telling him that's the kind of town Kerrville is. Sit at a Rotary lunch and talk to the mayor. And he just looked at me and he said, God, I wish I could do that. But that really
So,
speaks to the
so
friendships
it does. It
and
does.
we all talk to each other, get to know each other in ways that in our busy worlds we might not.
And our programs do the same thing. They help bring in, or they bring in people that help us to understand our community better. And so I enjoy the programs and that along with the fellowship and good food. It's a great Wednesday noon hour.
You have also been in public service in the city of Kerrville. During your public service tenure, were you able to work with Rotary in any, I don't want to say charitable directions, but were you able to utilize Rotary to help the city of Kerrville in any way?
I That's a good question. I hadn't thought about that. Probably there were, but I don't know if it might have been more unintentional than intentional. And I know I would get a lot of questions from people who were at Rotary about this and about that and what was going on, that kind of thing. I don't know that we partnered particularly, at least I'm not remembering any one thing in particular, but it helps, I think, to when you are part of civic life like that, it helps to be a part of something that is very community minded. So it was good from that standpoint.
What would you tell the young professional woman, 20, 30, maybe even 40, about why they should join Rotary?
Again, some of the things we've already mentioned: networking, friendships, giving back to the community, just being able to do some really good things in our community, that being a part of a group that does that. And professionally, personally, it enhances both of those.
Well, Jeannie, we're at the end of our time for this episode, but I wanted to thank you for coming down to visit with us today about the Rotary Club of Kerrville.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.